Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chad. I am here today once again to talk about another very available and easy plant to bring into your day-to-day that will help to boost your vitality and at the very least just kind of help you to broaden the amount of plant compounds that you're able to bring into your body. We're trying here with a lot of the plants that I'm showing you in this video series, it's more or less what we're trying to do is go beyond just what we get in the grocery store from eating lettuce and bananas and apples and all those things. They're good, but they don't have the broad amount of compounds that we would have even been getting, say, 150 years ago. It's like I look at some of my great-grandparents, and they grew a whole bunch of their own food, or they had some knowledge as to how to use certain wild foods, and from that you get a whole array of things that help your body's immune system to help it from invaders, and just a whole bunch of antioxidant compounds and things that just do a bunch of cool stuff in our bodies that science hasn't even figured out yet. So with this, what I'm going to talk about is hibiscus tea. So you can go ahead and take a look at that. And hibiscus is actually Hawaii's state flower. And this plant has been used medicinally for thousands of years. It originated its use more in Ayurvedic medicine, in the Middle East, and it was very much used for a lot of people who had a lot of heat or a bunch of irritation in the kidneys. So it can help to cool the kidney area down, as well as it had an affinity as well for helping to reduce anemia. As well as just with it, if we go into the doctrine of signatures, which you can, if you don't know what that is, you can look it up, or at some point I'll make a video on it. But with the doctrine of signatures, you see that it's red, and red is usually indicative of blood. So one of the things that this plant has similar to, say, hawthorn, is it has an affinity for cooling down a lot of irritation that can occur within our arteries. Now, one of the many reasons that I like to drink this with some consistency is because it does have a large amount of bioavailable vitamin C. Now, as we all know, vitamin C is very important. And some of the problem that we have with our grocery store foods is if you've got an orange and it was picked 6 months ago and or picked unripe, you're not really getting a lot of vitamin C in that. In fact, I read a study not too long ago that they took 4-month-old oranges, and it was a university study, and they found that it had almost no vitamin C in it. So, you could be eating a boatload of fruit and not actually getting a lot of the nutrients you'd expect to. Now, with this having vitamin C, it is very heat sensitive. So I've never read this in text, but just for my own knowledge and intuition, what I do is when I make this tea, I make it via infusion. So, I'm just soaking the plant matter in the water. But what I do is I bring the water up to what I would say is about 180 to 190 degrees. So this is below boiling. This is if you were properly preparing, say, a cup of green tea. It's where you can stick your finger in the water and you could hold it there for about a second before it would start to burn. So we don't want boiling water. Then you dump it over and then cap it. So, and then with this, usually what I'll do when I make an infusion of this is I do that up, cap it, and I just let it sit overnight. Now, with the quantity that I consume, because there's one little thing that I want to throw out there. Now first, I'll show you. So this is a quart. Usually I make this and I'll drink half, my wife will drink half. And the cool thing with this is this particular herb can go quite a long ways on little amount. You see how much is in there that I have that. I mean, this is made for my own tastes, but this is actually a second go round with this, because I used this amount yesterday, poured the water over it, drank it down, and then today I just dumped, or actually rather last night, I just dumped more water on top and just let it sit. So this stuff does have a lot to it. Now, the thing with it is, the taste is sour, so it has more of, it reminds you more of a citrus fruit, more along the lines of, say, a lemon. It's not necessarily sweet. It's definitely more on the sour side. Now, with consistent consumption of this day in and day out, it could be comparable to drinking astronomical amounts of lemon water. So if you do have any issues with your teeth, with enamel, if you're drinking this stuff all day, every day, because it is very good, it could over time do more damage to your enamel. So for myself, since I've had a history of just horrible dental ever since I was a little kid, I tend to make this and I will just drink it all in, you know, one sitting or a short amount of time. So, you know, I'll have a glass of it, just like a water glass full. And sometimes I'll even swallow some of the particulates just for fun. And what that does is, you know, I can get the nutrients from that plant, and also give my body, my mouth, more or less a break, so it's not constantly being bombarded with those sour elements that do oftentimes eat away at our teeth. Now, I'll go ahead, and this is what the plant looks like. This is in its more shredded form. That was the only type that was available at the time. I prefer usually to get it in whole leaf. As I've stated in a lot of my videos, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's best to get your plant matter in its closest to its original form as possible, because the more broken down something is, like say if something's powdered, for instance, it's more exposed to oxygen, and hence oxidizes, breaks down a lot of the good stuff. So that is just what it looks like. This is the shredded form, and it's very very simple. So with this, for instance, so this is made to my taste. I like it more on the sour side. I'm the kind of person that could drink an entire glass of lemon juice. So I tend to like it a little bit more sour, but for a quart, just to start out, try 2 tablespoons and just see how you like it. As with all of them, just keep experimenting and see how you react to it, see what you enjoy about it. But usually with this particular tea, since I rotate in so many other different types of liquids throughout my day, throughout my week, throughout my month, this one I usually have 2, maybe 3 times a week. And then with a lot of the things that I've shown you already and will continue to show you, I just am constantly bringing those in. Now, see, the thing with a lot of the videos is I did have a question about blending different teas. Yes, you can definitely blend a lot of different types, and I'll get into that as time goes on. But right now, I'm trying to more or less show people just with some simplicity how one certain type of plant can affect your bodily makeup, can affect your mood. I mean, with a lot of these things, what I like to do, especially when I'm tincturing and I'm using a plant that I've never used before, I like to just on an empty stomach, free of anything in me, just either drink a little bit of tea or have a little bit of tincture and just like sit and just take it and sit and chill and see how it affects me, see what kind of thoughts come up, if I have rampant thoughts coming up, or if it's a very level state of mind, because you'll be surprised. I mean, and with that can be a learning exercise for many other aspects of your life, whether it be what you eat or how much media you allow yourself to take in, or how much socialization you do or don't do. You might find that the more different things that you're allowing to come at you at once causes you to be more scatterbrained. And see, that's one of the cool things with, I like to use the tea and the tincture just as a vehicle for that, and from that I've learned a lot, and it's helped me to focus. And it's not that the plant substances give me direct focus or help my brain to work in such a way, but it's bringing in a different experience consistently, and from that you can do a lot of growth. Anyways, that's it for today. If you have any questions, comments, shoot them to me. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.